A few buses came in the morning, but the night before, the children stayed for overnight at school, so there were not many buses. At 12 o'clock, a lot of the school buses left because of early dismissal, because there was a lot of rain. Some middle schoolers stayed for after-school activities, but there were not many, and then they left.
At first, there were only a few cars in the parking lot because school hadn't started yet. Then there were a few more, and then the number of cars stayed the same for a while. Then a bunch of cars came in because they were having a party, and then the party got smashed, so they left really, really quickly. Then the numbers stayed the same again, and then all of the cars left because it was the end of the day.
In the hospital parking lot, a lot of cars came in slowly, and then the amounts kind of stayed the same for a while because nobody got hurt. Nobody needed immediate care. And then a lot of cars came in because there was a huge crisis with an ice cream truck, and people got run over. And then everybody left because nobody was really badly hurt. And then then the people who have been there for a while left. And then there's nothing else.
At the Sugar Bush parking lot in the morning, not many cars were there because most people were still asleep or getting ready. But from 8 to 4 o'clock, a ton of people were there. So a lot of cars were there. But then later in the afternoon, people started to leave, so the cars started to disperse. It was the beginning of the day and people dropped off their kids. Then later in the morning, more kids came because it was a snow day. In the afternoon, more kids had to leave because of the snowstorm. Then average people, just like in the morning, and everyone left.
This morning at 8 p.m., all the parents dropped off their kids pretty steadily. And then at 3 o'clock, all the kids had to go to the doctors, but nobody wanted to. So all the cars started piling up in the parking lot. And then one kid yelled out, "Yay, shots!" And then all the kids left. The end.
Once upon a time, it was bring your parents to school day, and people came in the morning. But then nobody left or came during the rest of the morning. And then the president showed up, and a bunch of people came with the president, like his army and stuff. And then the president had to go, and all the people followed him, except for a few. And then nobody came or left for the rest of the day. And all the parents and kids that were left went home.
Once upon a time, in the beginning of a school day, there weren't a lot of people because most of the people that went to the school went from home to a field trip. And then in the middle of the day, everyone came back, and there was a dinosaur, and the dinosaur came and was raw, 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 and a lot of parents came to pick up their children, so they were kind of scared of the dinosaur. So then everybody left, and yeah. And then a few people got eaten by the dinosaur. So, yeah.
It was morning and no one came to school because it was a 2-hour delay, thanks to some escaped convicts. The students arrived close to noon because they took off some more hours, but their parents drove them, so there were only a few cars.
Once upon a time, very early in the morning, no one was at school because it wasn't school time yet. And then some teachers arrived because they had to get stuff ready for school. And then later, and so no one came for a while. And then later, a bunch of people came because all the parents were there to drop off their kids. And then they all left, but the kids were still there. And so the cars in the parking lot were normal. And then everyone left again.